Welcome to the design guide for the new HTML corner peel and HTML corner peel with video templates. The first thing you'll notice is right underneath the video you're watching, there's a button called Download PSD. For the corner peel template to help you as designers, we give you a downloaded PSD file, which basically gives you an overlay image that you can use to dictate exactly where you should put content, which is going to be right here in this area. What you don't want to do is have image content bleeding beyond the left edge or the bottom edge of this corner peel itself. So for instance, if you had an image like this that you wanted to use, we'll go ahead and copy and paste that in here. What you want to do is make sure you cut out any of the image that would be visible to the left and below. So we would do something like this. Just take your cropping tool and basically cut out this portion of the image, and then go ahead obviously and remove that overlay so that the image you're actually going to upload, either as a GIF or a PNG, so it preserves the transparency, is going to look like this. And so that'll help you out as a designer. So coming back over to our template, into the builder itself, this is where you'd upload that image. It's always going to be 650 by 650, so you're going to start with that 650 by 650 template, and you can always upload JPEGs, PNGs, and GIFs. In this instance, typically PNGs and GIFs to preserve the transparency. You can also upload SWF files, make sure you preserve a transparency in there as well. You can also alternately use a teaser media image. So what we mean by that, when we preview the ad, when it's in its collapse state, you basically have a teaser here, and when you click open, you see the main image. So what's happening here is that right now the teaser image is just using the main image, but if you wanted to flop that out for a separate image, you can do that. And you do that here on step 2 media, again, JPEG, PNG, GIF, or SWF. The size of that is going to be dictated down here in settings. The very first option in settings allows you to set the teaser height and width. So it's always going to be a square. So for example, when you type in 100 here, that means the teaser height and width is going to be 100 by 100 pixels. So whatever you type in here, if you wanted to use a separate teaser image, you would upload a 100 by 100, in this case, image right here. If you're using SWFs for either or both of these containers, as always, make sure you come down and upload a backup image. That means that the SWF is going to render and play when the corner peel is viewed on any desktop machine. If it renders on any iPad or iPhone or any other non-Flash compatible browser, it'll fail over to this image as opposed to playing the SWF file. So next up, you've got your open and close button. Right now we have a default open and close button in there for you. Again, you can upload your own at your discretion, or use ours and basically configure their X and Y coordinates down in settings. And then finally at the bottom, as always, you can upload a video. MP4 is the setting that you want to use. And what we always like to show is our recommended website for converting MP4s. It's video.online-convert.com, and you can either navigate to MP4 or just type in directly /convert-to-MP4. And what this allows you to do, is basically come here to this page, click on browse your hard drive for the file, and then just click convert file. You don't have anything to do other than that, and then that will allow you to download the converted MP4 file. The only thing to remember is that the MP4 file is going to be 8 megabytes in its as a max. So that's your max file size. So coming back over here, that's your media. Step 2 is for your colors. You just have a test color for your hit areas. Click-through URLs, you can always have up to 4. You don't have to have 4. You can have 1, 2, 3, or 4 different click-through URLs, and you'll type those in here and configure where they live down here in settings. So finally, in your custom settings, we went over the teaser height and width. You type that variable in here. If you want to use a separate image for the teaser, you type yes here, and then obviously that will refer to whatever image you've uploaded here for the teaser itself. Next up, you've got your expand speed and collapse speed in seconds. Do you want the ad to automatically expand when it first renders on the page? If you type yes here, The ad's going to drop a cookie onto each user's browser, and the next variable allows you to limit the auto expand to once every X hours, in this instance 6 hours per visitor. So it'll auto expand once for every person and then wait 6 hours before it does it again for that individual browser. You can put a delay on that auto expand if you'd like. You can then have the ad automatically collapse after a certain amount of time. You can have the ad auto expand when someone mouses over it, or auto collapse when they mouse off of the ad, here in settings 9 and 10. As I mentioned, you can dictate how big you want your open and close buttons to be as a hit area. So right now we have it 95 by 95. But again, you can adjust that and upload whatever size buttons you like here. Next up, it's going to ask you what you want the horizontal and vertical offset for the open button to be. I set this back to 0 by 0. It was a little bit off before, so now I've set it to 0, 0, so it fits here perfectly. But remember, for all your offsets for these ads, since they're right justified, you're doing how many horizontal offsets going to be how many pixels from the right edge. So X pixels from the right edge and X pixels down from the top. Same thing for your close button. Right now our vertical offset is 475 pixels from the left edge and 540 pixels down from the top. You can include video as always just by selecting yes here, and it'll refer to whatever you've uploaded here as a sample video. So right now if we preview that, we'll now see the ad with a video player in here. And the video player settings are the same for all templates. You have a height and width of the video player. You can adjust that here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back off for now. And then your horizontal offset, again from the right edge, vertical offset from the top. And as always, you can set the video to auto start on render or not, and as well as the audio, have it auto start on render or not. And now finally, your custom hit areas. Typically what we like to do is for our first custom hit area, set that to the full height and width of the ad itself. Right now it's 650 by 650. And a 0 by 0 offset because it overlays on top of the ad itself. Now, in terms of where the ad's clickable, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and turn on our test mode so that you can see when we preview the ad. Right now, 650 by 650 means just the area back here is going to be clickable. So that's where I'd go to that click-through URL. If I add a second, third, or fourth click-through URL, and I'll go ahead and do that now. So we will scroll down here to custom hit area 2 and turn that on. And we'll go ahead and make that, for instance, 60 pixels wide by 60 pixels tall, and this is going to be stacked on top of hit area 1. If I leave that as a 0, 0 offset, when I preview the ad here, actually I'm going to give that an offset so we can see it. Let's give it a 400 pixel offset here. So now here's my hit area 2. It's 400 pixels to the left, 0 pixels down, and that's stacked on top of hit area 1. And hit area 3 is stacked on top of that, hit area 4. So they can overlap, and whatever, oh, sorry, you can't see that. Here's hit area 2. They're overlapping. Whatever one has a higher number is going to take precedence. And when it comes to video, if you add a video in, the stacking works like this. Hit area 1 is at the bottom. Video is stacked on top of hit area 1, and then hit areas 2, 3, and 4 are stacked on top of that video. So if you wanted to make portion of the area of the video player clickable, you just overlay hit area 2 on top of that, and that will give the people or your users an area to click on the video itself as well. So that's how you set up this ad unit. As always, if you have questions, call us at 866-467-2289. Thank you.